I thought you were going to get up.
That was the plan.
What went wrong?
In my life?
In the getting up plan.
Oh. General listlessness. Plus, this house is fucking freezing.
It's invigorating.
Do you want to know what went wrong with my life?
Does it involve me?
Not the first few chapters.
Cassie's coming over. If you could relocate to the guest room, I'd appreciate it.
Cassie loves me.
Cassie is concerned about you.
Because of the not getting up?
She doesn't know about that part.
I could be clinically depressed.
But you're not.
How would you know? I really connected with that woman in the drug ad the other day.
When we were watching the news,
Yeah?
that wasn't for depression. That was for fibromyalgia.
Really? All the people look so sad.
That's because their nerves hurt.
Well, maybe I have that.
You don't.
You don't want me to have anything.
Please get up. Cassie's on her way over.
Just cover me with pillows. I'll make the couch look fuller. Chicks love plush couches.
And if she wants to sit on my mysteriously newly plush couch,
She weighs like 80 pounds. I'd be fine.
you wouldn't be fine. You'd be a grown woman with another grown woman sitting on you in a non-sexual way. Jesus, Kelly.
So what I'm hearing you say is you want your girlfriend and your sister to sit on each other in a sexual way.
I'm saying I want to see if my sister is physically able to leave the couch she's made her home for the last 6 days.
5.
It's Sunday.
Really? Shit. But the day of rest.
I'm not saying you don't get to be upset.
Oh. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Really, brother? I have your permission to feel emotion after my great folly. Why, whatever did I do to deserve a family so good, so caring?
I don't think the Gone with the Wind impression was really necessary.
That was Dolly Parton.
I'm trying to be sympathetic.
To the pathetic.
You're not pathetic.
Do my lips look swollen? I dropped my phone on my face, but I think it's really working for me. Who needs the lip plumpers? Oh, want me to throw my phone at Cassie's face when she comes in?
No.
I'm not saying your girlfriend has thin lips or anything.
She'll be here in 5 minutes. Please
What do you care?
Someone lying on the couch in a cloud of Cheetos dust is a mood killer.
It's an off-brand cheese puff product called Dr. Cheddar.
At least you're seeing a doctor.
You got that joke from my Twitter.
I don't follow you.
Bastard.
I only follow like 10 people.
And one of them isn't your sister.
I don't want to have this fight again.
Why do people say that? No one wants to have a fight again. Fights aren't things you choose to have.
I want today to be special.
Well, if you think about any day in the largest sense.
I'm proposing!
Proposing marriage
Yes.
to Cassie?
Yes.
In your living room?
What? No. I'm taking her to the Vine, where we had our first date. But if I told her that's where we were going, I figured she might get suspicious. It's so hard to get reservations now. So I told her we're just going to stay in tonight. Order something, watch TV. But like an hour after she gets here, Brian's going to text me saying, they had reservations, but Mel got sick. Do we want to go? And I'll play it really casual. She'll never think I'm planning something if it looks like it was a total surprise to me, right? So, we'll get there, we'll eat, and then I'll say, I want dessert. I'll order the lava cake, her favorite, and offer her the first bite. But when she sticks her fork in, she'll hit the ring.
You bought her a ring.
Well, no.
You stole her a ring.
Kelly!
Our mother's ring is currently floating in a pool of shitty hot fudge.
Mom gave the ring to
Oh,
me, and...
don't worry, Pete. No need to call the People's Court. I'm not disputing who owns the family heirloom that's currently being baked into the kind of dessert that would make the fat kid from Willy Wonka say, wow, I think you've overdone it with the chocolate. I'm asking you to clarify for me, the sister who's currently living on your couch, if I will be seeing our dead mother's ring on your girlfriend's finger less than a week after I gave back my fiance his mother's ring, because among other reasons, seeing it on me might upset the woman currently pregnant with his child.
I've been planning this for a long time.
People reschedule things, Peter.
It's really hard to get a reservation at the Vine.
I'm not getting off the couch. If your gesture of love isn't enough to erase all memory of my presence from her mind, I'm not sure you two crazy kids are going to make it.
You can stay here as long as you want, you know,
To be pitied.
to avoid homelessness.
I could find somewhere else to live. I could go on Craigslist and find a roommate in a second.
You'd never. You sent me middle of the night texts for weeks after you watched The Craigslist Killer.
It was a true story.
Based on a true story.
They just say that so they won't get sued. They didn't really change anything.
I want you to stay here.
Just not where anyone can see.
I could tell her not to come.
She's probably already in the driveway.
I could tell Brian not to call.
Then some jerk orders the lava cake and eats Mom's ring.
I should have rescheduled.
Yes.
It was insensitive.
Yes.
You've just always bounced back from things so quickly. I thought...
It's possible I've lost some of my bounds.
Oh.
I think maybe people are born with a certain amount of bounds, and mine got all used up.
You don't have to be bouncy.
I'd already written my vows. I know I'm usually a procrastinator, but I swear to God they were done 2 days after he proposed.
He's an asshole.
That's not what the vows said.
There's no way you could have known.
There are a million ways I could have known. A woman's intuition, a keener sense of smell, checking his texts.
It's better you found out now.
You keep saying that. I kind of think it would have been better if I found out 60 years from now at the reading of the will.
You'd want to live a whole life that's a lie?
I think I'd be able to think of it more as a life adjacent to a similar life.
Kelly,
I'm not saying I want there to be an other woman. But as long as I'm the main one.
Kel.
Monogamy's not natural, you know. It's just us and like swans that mate for life. And those things will bite your hand off if they think you have bread. A lot of rage being stored in those necks. Probably because they're not allowed to play the field.
You shouldn't make excuses for him.
What if he wanted me back?
Did he text you?
I'm saying, what if he knocked on the door right now, standing next to Cassie on the steps, and he begged forgiveness and said it was just one last fling he had to get out of his system and that it was a good thing I haven't canceled the caterers yet.
You haven't? You're going to lose your deposit.
Big picture, Pete.
What about the baby?
I'd take it, raise it as my own. Like that play they did in college.
Fences.
Yeah.
The baby's mother dies in that.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm crossing my fingers.
So does the guy.
Not holding my breath.
So you want Michael to die, or you want to take him back?
I want to take it all back.
Kelly.
Have you ever cheated?
On Cassie? Of course not.
That seems like hedging. You've cheated on someone else?
I mean, who was there, really? Before Cassie?
I don't know. That girl with the purple hair.
Liz?
Yeah, Liz. She was pretty badass. Did you ever cheat on her?
We went out for like a minute senior year of high school. I didn't have time to cheat on her.
But you wouldn't have.
No.
Because?
I'm not an asshole.
Not everyone who cheats is an asshole.
Why are you defending them?
Him.
Any of them?
At a certain point, it's a reflection on me, you know? I was about to be Mrs. Asshole, if that's what he was. Is.
Hey, this is, I'm Tess. This will probably be pretty awkward.
I'm sorry. You're Tess?
Well, that's what it says on my birth certificate. I'm gonna guess you call me something different, like that bitch who ruined my life.
You're...
Michael's Tess. Yeah.
Michael's Tess.
How? Who told you where Kelly would be? Who told you you could come into my house?
Well, Michael gave me the
You've
address.
got to be fucking kidding me.
And I guess no one gave me permission to come in, but no one really stopped me either. Better to beg forgiveness, right?
Is that why you're here?
I thought it might be a good idea for us to talk.
Huh. actually sounds like a terrible idea. Like maybe the worst idea I've ever heard.
You should probably leave.
I thought you might want the full story.
Is the reason you look so puffy and bloated because you've been having unprotected sex with the man who promised to love me until the day he died?
Well, I mean, we used condoms.
Oh my God, what do you want?
I'm not a monster, you know.
Is this a voodoo doll check? Do you want to know if I bought a hex off the internet? You're in the clear. I really don't have the energy for supernatural vengeance. I promise not to send any evil fairies to the birth of your child. Go pick out a car seat with complete peace of mind.
I didn't know he was engaged.
That's great. You're totally innocent in this. Quick question, though. Did you, in all the time you were hanging out with him in the bed I shared with him for the last 3 years, did you ever notice the really girly lotions on the dresser? Or the actual dresses I had the habit of leaving on the floor? Or maybe the birth control I left out that you obviously never thought to steal?
Okay, I mean, I knew he was with someone.
Living with someone. You fucked him in what was clearly a shared bedroom.
Pete, maybe we should go.
This is my house. She should go. You should go.
I love him. You know, it wasn't just some affair.
Thanks. Thanks for telling me that. That makes me feel super duper. Is this a 12 steps thing? I'm not sure which step ripping open the emotional wound I caused would be, but I'm really trying to figure out why you think it's okay for you to be here. And I've got nothing.
He won't marry me.
What?
I asked him after I told him I'm pregnant. After he told you. Did he ask you to leave?
There was another woman. A pregnant other woman.
You left. You left him.
I didn't really see a lot of other options.
You should know, I guess, is why I came. You should know I'm not his first choice. I'm second string, would still be on the bench even if it weren't for, well, this.
This is a lot, and I've never been a fan of sports, but to be clear, are you one of a team of women Michael has been sleeping with behind my back?
I didn't have to come, you know.
So selfless of you. Someone canonize her quick, the patron saint of other women.
We could use one, you know.
Michael told you where to find me. Michael knows I'm here.
Well, I mean, he assumed he's your only family, right?
Yeah. He's my only family.
That doesn't take much detective work.
So you did your good deed. I am Kate Winslet in sense and sensibility, scorned by the man who still truly loves me. Quick, what's the 21st century version of getting a deadly fever from forgetting your umbrella? maybe I'll go old school. Get scurvy for my all-cheese puff diet.
You still think you're in the worst situation.
Did you come here for sympathy?
Maybe.
Holy shit.
You can move on with your life, at least. I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of custody schedule while his kid kicks my intestines.
Maybe you still don't understand who my sister is. You ruined her life. Well, actually, I think you might have made it exponentially better.
Pete, don't.
Hello? Yeah. What? What? Oh! Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 What? Oh, that is terrible. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's just the worst. Oh, that is so generous. Of course, we would love to. Yeah, thanks. I hope she feels better. Okay. Bye. So, Cass, that was Brian, Mel's sick, and they wanted to know if we'd be interested in taking their reservation at the Vine.
Pete, I think. I really don't think we should leave Kelly alone right now.
Well, I mean, this seems like it's really between Kelly and her, so it's probably for the best if we gave them a little privacy.
Peter! This woman could be crazy. You really want to leave Kelly alone with her? You think I stuffed a knife in my maternity bra or something?
We'll be fine, Cass. Go. Enjoy your dinner. I just have to drum up some basic sympathy for the reason I'll be paying for crab puffs for the next 5 years we'll never see. Order appetizers.
I mean, if you're sure. I guess we don't want to intrude.
It's my house.
Don't worry about us.
Beyond the more general worrying you should always be doing on my behalf. Hey, Cass.
Yeah, Kelly?
My brother is an insensitive asshole. But I'm always glad you continue to see past his many flaws.
Love you too, Kel. So he's proposing tonight, huh?
How the hell did you know that?
I don't know. Maybe a woman's intuition.
Or
I could hear his buddy on the other end of the phone.
smooth, Pete. Yep. They're riding into the sunset. I bet they'll release butterflies instead of throw rice.
You can't throw rice anymore because of the birds.
What birds?
The birds that live around the church. They eat the rice and it makes them sick or something.
I've seen a pigeon eat a moldy Hot Pocket.
Probably shouldn't throw that either.
Why are you still here?
I need your advice.
Yes, that top does make you look fat.
Classy. Mock the pregnant lady.
You are not the pregnant lady. You're the home wrecker. You don't get to pick your reductive moniker when you're such a bitch.
Okay. You don't know that I'm a bitch.
I'm using context clues.
Would it change your mind if I told you that Michael was the first guy to treat me even kind of decent? That I've been dating men ranging from mean to homicidal since I was 14.
Tess, I mean this from the bottom of my surely artificial cheese-coated heart. I will not feel bad for you. I'm in such a deep hole of self-pity. Yesterday, I saw one of those sad puppy ASPCA ads, looked into the eyes of a kitten with no ears and said, "You think you've got problems, buddy? Wait until you hear about my week." Write to whoever they've got reading sad letters at even sadder newspapers. Go find a counselor. Go find a priest. In the immortal words of classic 90s alt-rock band Semisonic, you don't have to go home, but you do need to get the fuck out of my brother's house.
I feel like you might have taken a few creative liberties with that one.
Possibly.
I do love that song, though.
Then here's the magic moment you've been looking for. Two people brought together by the magic of music. I now see we are two women, two human beings. I am sincerely sorry for any woes in your life.
You're being sarcastic.
You're being perceptive.
I'm having a girl, you know.
I didn't know.
I guess you probably wouldn't have thought to ask.
Asked the sex of Michael's love child when he broke the news of you in the middle of picking out cardstock for our invitations? Surprisingly, no. I didn't find myself that curious.
I haven't thought of any ideas for her name yet.
Chastity? You could always hope.
Are you slut-shaming my fetus?
I might have taken that one a little too far.
I like Isabella.
Yeah. Isabella's nice.
I don't know how I'm going to explain any of this to her.
You won't. Until she's a teenager. It'll make you seem exciting, probably. And you don't have to worry about Michael. He's not the kind of guy who'd walk away from his kid. I mean, I guess I'm not the best authority on what he would or wouldn't do anymore.
Thank you. Thanks for saying that first part, at least.
Like I said, no evil phrase at the kid's christening. It's not her fault, right?
Do you think Michael will come around? To me, I mean.
See, we were having a moment. We were bonding. And then you ask me to assure you the man who left me for you does love you, and the moment's over.
He didn't leave you. You keep forgetting that.
He did. The minute he invited you into our bed, he did.
It wasn't just physical for me. But I think it might have been for him.
You told me that to make me feel better, right?
Well, yeah.
To point out that Michael loved me, just wasn't satisfied by me sexually.
I wouldn't think about it like that.
How would you think about it? What would you do in my position? I'm genuinely interested. Enlighten me.
I guess I would take him back, as long as he swore to never do it again.
Interesting. And would it have to be swearing, or would you accept a pinky promise?
You don't have to mock me.
I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to engage with you. I don't have to decide that I'm not calling the cops to have you forcibly removed from this house. These simply are decisions I have made.
I don't know why I came here.
Bullshit.
I don't know why I thought I would get what I needed from you.
Better.
I was reading an article once. I don't know where. I mean, I remember I was in my house, in my apartment, at the table that kind of dips to the left.
Jesus. You've painted the sad picture.
I was reading that women often blame other women for their partner's infidelity, but they should blame the man.
Did it?
Yes.
This mystery article said that if I was a good feminist, I'd be directing all my rage toward Michael.
Right.
What if I did? What if every drop of hate was poured right over his head, but there was too much of it? It overflowed out of his edges and was like that green stuff they let kids dump on celebrities once a year. And all that hate started to stain everything around Michael. Like my brother, who will never kick me out, or his fiance, who has been sending me these inspirational Pinteresty quotes basically every hour since I've been here, and some Girl Scouts who dared defy my confinement by ringing the bell yesterday, and a newscaster whose name I don't even know, but wouldn't shut up about some guy who gave a stranger his kidney and they fell in love because he was selfless. And isn't that beautiful? What if there's too much hate to be contained to one person and a little gets on you too? Do you think maybe you deserve it more than the Girl Scouts? Am I just a product of the patriarchy if I can't really look at you because 2 days after he told me about you, I was sitting up in bed wondering if he was the one who bumped the little glass dish my grandmother gave me that I found shards of for months? Or did you?
I'm sorry.
That's nice, I guess.
If I could go back.
God, I didn't even ask.
What?
What would you go back to? Where? I asked how long. I don't know why. It didn't matter. Maybe it would to someone else. He said a year. A year exactly? I didn't ask. How did you meet?
He didn't say?
No.
That might be better.
Not knowing? In my recent experience, not knowing is just a lead up to knowing, which is terrible.
I mean, it might be better for you if you can't picture it exactly.
I can picture it. 1,000,001 scenarios. I took a creative writing class back in college, and I'd get stumped whenever I opened my computer. No ideas. I swear to God, I could hear the internet dial-up noise buzzing between my ears, but it'd never connect. But now, every combination playing with the perfect clarity whenever I close my eyes. He sees you in line at Starbucks. Your eyes connect, your hands brush going for the same cup. You fuck in the handicap bathroom. You meet in the comments section of a Times article. You say he's witty, he says you're astute, you exchange numbers, he texts you a dick pic, you text him a sonnet. He shows up at your door with your favorite pint of ice cream and a box of condoms ribbed for your pleasure.
You have thought about this.
I've been watching a lot of network TV. Long commercial breaks. Your mind wanders. You're going to put me out of my misery?
I don't know how it'll help.
It's a numbers game. One heart-stabbing scenario versus the endless abyss.
It was last March.
Last March.
March 3rd.
Last March.
At the time I worked, I thought she might recognize me actually, but I guess that isn't that surprising.
You worked at the funeral home.
Yes.
That's where Michael met you.
Yes.
You didn't just know he had a girlfriend. You met me. You met him as my boyfriend.
I wasn't looking for anything. He had my card and he called me. It isn't that unusual for people to reach out. Sometimes people just need someone to talk to.
How long after arranging the flowers and the minister for my mother's funeral did you sleep with my boyfriend?
Kelly,
Did you wait until we got the headstone? It was held up, you know. The guy who owns the headstone business or whatever, his brother died. It's weird to think about, you know. Like when a doctor gets sick, it makes sense, logical sense. But it feels off.
We talked for weeks before it got to that.
Makes sense. You wouldn't want to be the kind of other woman who commits adultery on the first date.
Well, not to get technical, but is it adultery if you weren't married?
You see that tan line? Pale strip on that finger? If I was murdered, the detectives would look at that and say, long engagement, years even. But we'd only been engaged for a month.
So, how?
A promise ring. A stupid, junky ring with little pink, very fake stones all along the edge. He got it for me senior year of college, spring break, in this little store that sold sunscreen, many bottles of rum, and cheap jewelry that undergrads would get their girlfriends as tangible proof that not only were they not tempted to check out the Girls Gone Wild auditions down the boardwalk, but they were in it past graduation, past grad school, into the kind of adulthood where calling your parents to help fix the plumbing is seen as the responsible thing to do. I wore that stupid ring every day to my first real job interview. Years past when it was acceptable at my age and my position to accessorize with something that was probably made out of recycled Coke cans.
I never asked. He never told me how long you two were together.
I guess we both suffer from a lack of curiosity.
So how long?
7 years.
7? I had no idea.
It doesn't make it better or worse. I never believed in that months-years equation anyway. You know, after a breakup, it takes 1 month for every year you were together to get over it.
I've never heard that.
It's made up anyway. Somewhere, some guy was consoling a buddy of his and thought platitudes were too girly or something. So he handed him comforting math. You know what's messed up, though? What if someone hears that, believes it, takes it as fact, and the math isn't on their side?
What do you mean?
Like, you've got Doris. Doris marries her high school sweetheart, love at first sight at 16. They live their lives, raise their kids, meet their grandkids, and on Doris's 66th birthday, her husband drops the bomb. He's leaving her for his secretary. 50 years together, and suddenly she's watching him go off with someone she could have babysat. She hears the math equation and thinks, God, I won't be able to get on with my life for almost 5 years. I'll be 71, and statistically, I'll be dead by 77. That means I'll only have 6 years. 6 real years. That math equation that was created to cheer up a 20-something has convinced a poor old woman the little bit of life she has left is cut in half.
That is really sad.
That's what I've got. Sad hypotheticals.
What are you going to do?
To you?
No, I know you're not going to do anything to me.
That seems like overconfidence on your part.
I like you, which makes me feel worse.
Thanks.
No problem.
What am I going to do with my life in general?
Yeah.
With my Michaelis life?
Yeah.
The brooding has been working for me so far.
It'll probably get old.
What's with the sudden curiosity? In the market for a nanny?
No, just, trying to help. Get you to ask the questions of yourself.
What are you, a life coach now?
Actually, yes.
Seriously. From funeral parlor director to life coach. This almost makes me forgive you. When you send out your resume, do you include a sound clip from the Circle of Life?
I'm good at it.
So I'm being life coached. You're coaching me right now.
If you want me to.
Why not? I assume I get the personally wronged discount?
Of course.
Okay, other woman. Tell me my future. Set my course. What is my path?
I think you're going to be okay.
That doesn't sound like advice.
It's an evaluation.
Is that all a life coach does?
Sometimes.
How much do you charge people you're not cosmically indebted to?
$250 an hour.
So you were going to hell before the adultery.
I help people hear what they already know deep down.
So you're a telepath.
Closer to an empath.
But you admit you believe you're somehow supernatural.
Intuition isn't magic.
This is the most exhausting conversation I've ever had.
I should go.
Is what I've been saying.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes, other woman?
In between all the mocking, you heard what I said?
About being okay?
Right.
Yep, got it. Thank you for your service.
Okay. Well, bye.
Damn. She is a pretty good life coach.